Hey everyone, so here I am, finished work for Christmas, yay! I've managed to get a few days of rest and, kick back a bit, yay! And I've managed to finish Lamentation by C.J. Sansom. And I would usually say, yay, and even though I did like this book, yay! But at the same time, I have to say I'm feeling really quite low. And I have to be honest, it's not because this book was bad, because I really enjoyed it, really great read. But CJ, why did you have to do it? Why did you have to bring up the horrific incident that happened on the Mary Rose from your previous book, Heartstone? Now, for those of you who haven't read CJ's books, basically he's written a series of books that follow the life of Matthew Shardlake. He's a lawyer during the Tudor dynasty, and this is, I think it's the sixth book now. And in the previous book, Heartstone, he brought back a character who we hadn't seen in a while. I was so happy to see them. I was over the moon. Everything was going fine. And then he killed him in the most awful possible way. And I was completely gobsmacked. I couldn't believe it. And I have to say, these are crime novels. It was the first time I had ever bawled my eyes out reading a crime novel. I was in such shock. I was so upset. So Lamentation is set a year after, and I thought, it's going to be tough because that was a really tough moment to go through that Matthew went through near the end of Heartstone. And I thought, as I said, this is going to be tough, but I'm going to persevere. I'm going to get through it. Matthew, I'm sure it's going to hurt. But it never really got brought up. So I was thinking, okay, we're gonna be okay. Matthew's okay. That was my main thing. I was really concerned about that, because Matthew was in a very dark place at the end of the previous book. So I thought, okay, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And then, wham! Out of nowhere, suddenly he's having this he's on a boat and he's having flashbacks that happened on the Mary Rose, the famous vessel of Henry VIII that sadly was destroyed and killed. I think it was like 800 men or something. And it all of a sudden it was like bang, bang. Emotions were going everywhere again. I was like, oh my God, CJ, why are you doing this to me again? This is not fair. And then that's when I found myself back in the horrible place of grieving for a fictional character. So I thought, to have a break from my adaptation videos I've been doing, let's do something different. Let's talk about, something that every single person who loves reading or loves a film or loves a TV show has gone through this. So let's talk about the different stages of grieving. Now, firstly, I want to say that no matter what the medium, if it's books, if it's film, if it's TV, whatever it is, graphic novels, anything at all, you should not put somebody down for getting upset about a fictional character's death. Because the amount of times where I have said, oh, I finished my book, oh, I got really upset, oh, my favourite character died, I was like, oh my God. And people have rolled their eyes at me, they've laughed at me, they're kind of going, oh, yeah, really, oh, that's, oh, I'm really sorry. But you can tell that they're just saying that, they're putting it on, they're not even, taking in exactly what that you're saying. And that really irritates me. You should not act that way. And it's like, and the same people who a month later they're doing the exact same thing to me about a TV show that they like, even though I don't watch the TV show, I still listen to them, even though they did ignore me when it happened to me, because I've been through it. I totally get where they're coming from. So yeah, rule number one about dealing with the death of a fictional character: do not put other people down when they're going through these stages. You need to follow a few rules and such. But first, I will go through the different stages and I'll say about how to handle somebody who's going through a death of a fictional character. And it really depends on how, in a sense, how much they love the topic and that they're getting upset about. But anyway, let's go through the different stages of grieving. So first and foremost, denial. As soon as you read it, you're like, no, I'm sorry, no, this is not happening. no, this is not happening. You completely shut off the entire world. The only thing you can focus on is this at this precise minute, what they is saying on this, line on a page, whatever, or what's happening on the screen in front of you. That is the only thing that exists in the world. You don't give a damn about where you are, because you could be, sat on a bus, reading, or with watching, say on a bus again, watching a TV show on your phone or something with your headphones plugged in. So you could be sat on the bus, you could be at work, or you could be at home, in private, doing whatever. You're automatically, everything else just disappears. You don't give a crap. Anything can happen. Your favorite celebrity, or somebody who you love their books, write, authors and such, could come up right up to you, and you just wouldn't be able to acknowledge their existence, because all you're focusing on is this, and you're completely in denial. No, can't accept that, won't accept it. And then you go through this kind of weird limbo kind of stage, in which you keep on saying no, but you keep on finding yourself going back to the moment. And you either, I have to say, I've done this so many times, where in the stage of denial, by trying to tell myself, no, this didn't happen, I've reread the line over and over again. I've rewound, the scene of the TV show I'm watching, and rewatch the scene, just to try and make myself believe even more that it didn't actually happen, but it does happen, and then you're stuck in that loop. It's a very weird limbo place at that point. Then this is the part where you get angry. Now, the anger can be a mixture of things. It can be anger towards the situation entirely, of the fact that your character has died. It can be anger towards the thing that caused your character to die. So whether it's an illness, a person, a freak bookcase that falls over and squashes somebody to death, whatever it is, an animate object, all you can think about is just, why the hell do you exist? What was oh my God, I wish I could kill you right now. You get really, really wound up for a crazy amount of time. Sometimes it's very short, sometimes it's quite long, but either way, you find your blood boiling. It's very, very strange when it's an inanimate object that's caused the death of a favourite character. And you find yourself like wanting to send death threats to bookcases. So, it's just, you just kind of, your brain goes somewhere that it's never ever been before. And each time you go through this, you think, oh, when I get to the anger stage, it won't be like last time, I'll be all right. And then it comes along, and what do you know, you're even further into the darkness of anger than you ever were before. Okay, then comes the stage of bargaining, where you're trying to justify, you're starting to kind of acknowledge that this has happened, and you're trying to justify why it has happened. So you go, okay, so they're gone. I think I can handle. Let's just think about the overall picture, right? Because they have gone, it means that this could happen. So therefore, that could happen. So therefore, this character will be happy. So in a sense, the death is outweighed. The sadness is outweighed by goodness. That's got to be it. That's got to be why this is happening. And then, if it's a book series, like This Lovely Darling, you come to find that life is life, it's just happened. But then, because of your whole grief process, you go, no, I can't accept that, because I have to believe that it has to be for a purpose, and then you're back where you were at the start. Sorry, it's the way it goes. But bargaining is where, it's a very strange stage. And also, you kind of having it kind of falls into what I'm just about to say, between anger and the bargaining, because you start phoning friends who either watch the same show or have read the book or whatever, it's and start talking to them about it. Now, if they've already been through this, if you've got tagged, caught to the TV show later or something, or the book later, and they've already been through it, they will be lovely and sympathise with you and listen to it for ages about what you have to say, because it's the right thing to do. But yeah, it is extremely frustrating if you ring up a friend and it turns out that they haven't yet got to that stage, and you're in complete turmoil because you need to tell someone, you're going to explode. You have to let it all out, but you've got nobody there to speak with. That's when the internet comes in order, especially, Tumblr, absolutely brilliant, because everybody there knows exactly what you're going through. You've got loads and loads of people who are going through the same thing at the same time as you. There's a lot of analysis done on everything you can think of under the sun. So yeah, Tumblr is always a good place to go if you're going through these stages. And with the bargaining, you always find yourself having a few kind of bickering, conversations with fellow people who are in the same kind of fandom as you, because you're trying to understand it from their perspective, but you don't necessarily agree with them, and they're going, well, yeah, you may go, oh my god, I was so upset when my favourite character died, and they go, yeah, I didn't really like them, I was really quite happy when they died, and you're just like, don't talk to me, I'm sorry, no, you don't exist anymore, oh no, I won't abide this, and then you end up walking away. And yeah, you that's a bit of a funny one, the fun one to go through. So yeah, so you're kind of like you're dead to me kind of a situation, and that is when you go into stage 4. Now, stage 4 is when you go into the pit of depression. This is the stage where you can't even take on what is going on around you. You're kind of back with denial again, but it's at a completely different level. You are the lowest you can be, and the thing with it also is that you find yourself thinking about various different things about these characters, and like I've done before, where a character has died and it's been so tragic, but it's like, oh my god, I should have seen the warning signs. Why didn't I see the warning signs? Oh my god, I should have. Why I couldn't see it? But that's the clever writing of the writer. It's not your fault that you didn't see this coming. But it's weird things that your brain goes through when you're at the depression stage, and all you're doing is reliving it over and over and over and over again in your head. And then finally, you get to stage 5, which is the up after the traumatic down, and that is acceptance, where you go, okay, I think I can handle this now. Now, these different stages of grief, some people it lasts a rather long time, some people it lasts 24 hours, 24, 40 hours. It depends on how much you love the subject, how much you love the character. And I think also the grieving stage I found for a TV show / film compared to a book, for me, is very, very different. Because with the TV show or film, you have had the world thrown at you, already pictured, so you know exactly what it looks like. Whereas for a book, you have to let your imagination run wild. You see the world in a completely different way than person next to you sees the same world. So I think that when you've imagined the world, made up yourself, it has a whole different level of depth to it. And then when a death happens, it's like, it is so traumatic, because it was your little world, it was your little land, and suddenly this hole has been created, blown out of nowhere. And and yeah, I mean, and you keep thinking, oh my god, oh my god, my god, what the hell is going on? It's out of your control. You can't do anything about it. You are not the writer. You have to just try and deal with it. And so you go through the different stages of grief. Now, if you are somebody who knows somebody who is going through this process, there's a few things that you should and shouldn't do. Okay, should do, occasionally be there to just say, hi, how are you doing? They don't have to go any further than that. Just say, hi, you're right. That's it. Don't comment on, oh God, what the hell has happened to you? Kind of rubbing salt. Oh, you look terrible. No, we don't want to hear that we look terrible. We know that we're going through some crap, but you shouldn't say, you look terrible or anything like that. Always be on hand with chocolate or ice cream. Ice cream's a favourite for mine, especially Ben and Jerry's. And yeah, always be, have that to hand if need to be, especially during the depression stage. And yeah, just drop it and go. Just, because it's something that we need right there, but that if you were to drop it and stay there, you'll get sucked into it and you'll end up having to do a load of analysis on the death of this character who you probably have no idea who they are and such, and that can take a very long time, and you'll be sucked into something that you don't necessarily want to be a part of. So yeah, drop the food, run. And yeah, I'd say, just know to keep your distance. If you're not looking great, don't pester. Just set, just allow them to know that, hey, I'm here, but don't feel that you have to constantly ask if they're okay, and constantly be around the person who is in grief. Because yeah, they need to go through this, and sometimes going through it alone is the only thing that they can do. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the different stages of grieving for a fictional character. And is it okay to grieve for a fictional character? Hell yes. If I honestly feel that especially with reading and such, that with me it has to feel real. They have to feel like real people. And so I always connect with characters on a very different level than I probably would do with TV shows or some, as I said, because I like to imagine the world myself. I really find it wonderful that books allow you to do that. Instead of having it presented to you on the screen. So when it comes to losing a fictional character in a book, it really, really kills me. Especially if it's a book series I absolutely love, or a single book that I absolutely love. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy, sad things that happen in anything. I mean, I'm also a Doctor Who fan, and let's face it, the Doctor Who fandom has gone through a hell of a lot, especially recently. And so we know what it's like to bawl our eyes out and lose characters and such. And so it's nothing new, but these are my thoughts about losing fictional characters. And and it's really great that people in various fandoms, they also have when it's the anniversary, they'll do on Tumblr, there's special posts and such, and when it's characters' birthdays, people make cakes and all that lot. So it's not like they're forgotten, because they never will be forgotten. You can always go back to the time before they passed and relive it, which you shouldn't really do whilst you're going through the stages of grief, because that really, really stings. Seriously stings to do that. But once you've gone past the acceptance stage, to go back again, it's nice, but you always know what's coming, which can be very hard. But you're seeing the life in a different way. I can't think what the word is. It's like you're reliving a past memory, and it's beautiful and it's tragic. It's the way it is, but while it lasts, you'll always smile, and that's I always like to go back to the page if I can. So And then my thoughts on grieving for a fictional character. I'll stop there now because I've been going on for like 20 minutes. But yeah, so I'll be back with another video soon. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about, but I will be soon. And of course, it's nearly coming up to Christmas. You see there's a bit of tinsel on my mirror behind me. And I've decided that I will announce my first book at Christmas. So and the next few days, I'll be back with you to let you know exactly what the first book of my challenge will be. So I'll see you soon.